Hi everybody, here I'm just going to adjust a little bit. I wanted to let you be aware that I just started, I had to do a redo and do a new preview website style for now, and I'll try to put that link in the description, but it's more of just a preview of what my book is about. Because I had to do a new website for the book. And so here is my book that I wrote back in like 2017, end of 2017. 2018 is when it was fully like printed and made. And this is a hardbound. I have a softbound. People are like, why do you put the price the way that you've done it for the softbound? I'm like, I keep that one because it costs a certain amount of money to produce it through that company for the softbound, and it costs about the same with the hardbound too, but for some reason it's able to be printed a little bit more structural the way that it's done than the other is. For I don't know why or in what way, but it's to cover what I put into those books. And so some prefer the softbound because it's easier or whatever, and people are like, well, I'm going to get the hardbound since it's cheaper than the softbound. The softbound, I can put it down to a certain point, and I would prefer to, but for some reason, it when bought, it gets covered easier or whatever. But yeah, this is my original first ever printed copy. Some probably got a copy before I did, but this is the first ever signed copy of mine. That is my original, that's mine, that I hold on to as mine. This I will keep for me, and whoever inherits anything that I have will probably get it, or someone that I would feel would want it, the friend that would keep it forever and not get rid of it. Because this is history for me. This was my dream coming true, to be able to express what I felt that God connection asked me to, that my higher equal self that I consider it now advised me I should let people know about, to help the world know what's really going on, and personal agendas and stuff that are going on. So this is also something I wanted to bring up. I am going to be personally doing a whole new set of videos when I decide to, and I'm going to read the book again like I did last year, but this time I'm going to read it in a different way than I did before, and it's going to be me reading it and explaining what I'm about even more now, and I'm going to go into the information of it, and so for those of you that abduction experiences or talking about these kind of things is concerning to you or worrisome, I'm going to let you know right now that don't worry about this connection. I've dealt with this before. I've read it before, but I'm reading it for a different way of explanation. What I'm going to do is it's going to be a commentary, or it's my commentary, where I'm going to be reading it, but I'm also going to be correcting it. So if you're reading along, for those that have the book or get the book, ebook or whatever, ebook is cheap right now, and so I guess the hardbound was pretty cheap or something right now. But this is what I would recommend. This is what I'm going to tell you. Be aware that I'm going to be going into some huge information, and that is going to be just me expressing what I'm about now, because I'm my own minister and I'm about blessing things into being. I'm not worried about all of this story, but this is where my story began, and this is what got me to where I am now. And so I'm going to actually be reading each chapter, but I'll be correcting it and explaining what I meant by it. I'm not going to be worried as much about it. Plus, I'm not as indoctrinated as I was back then, or worried about the indoctrination that I felt I was, because some of it wasn't. Some of it was genuine, but it was promoting different connections. So I probably won't bring up or read that part. So if you're reading along and you notice I left certain things out, or I didn't talk or read certain things, hopefully it won't be by accident. Most of it will be because I'll tell you why. I'm like, I'm not going to read that part because that doesn't fit with me anymore. And I don't agree with that anymore. I'm going to read this other. I'm just going to move on from it. What it is it's me correcting it in a way that I can. Until I have the funds to make my own new book later, I have to do it this way personally. But even if I did do a new book, this is just me sharing my stories so that you know that are aware of it. Because so many people try to have us not speak our mind and not let people know what we've gone through in life or what is going on around us and what affected us. And so many people have lied about us and said that we're crazy, we're this, we're that. And this, me reading it or me bringing it up in the way that I'm going to, is going to show that I'm not as concerned or worried as I was. But as I've done it before, things started happening around me again. And I think it's because of those that watch the videos or whatever bring their own energy into affecting my energy. And I've learned to balance and not worry about that as much. And then people believe, oh, certain things will happen. Oh, certain things have to happen. Oh, programs will come at you for bringing it up. Don't bring that vibe to the party, please. And I'm going to do my best not to as well. But it seems like every time I've read it, some energy tries to come in to scare people or to scare me, and just not saying what needs to be said or brought up with the information that I figured out back then. But some of it doesn't even matter anymore. We're in a great awakening now, and things have changed. And now everything is going a different direction. So I'm doing this short video to say thank you, everybody, for being on my channel. And those of you that read my book or desire to read my book, I really would appreciate it. It's on Amazon. Here is the book title, and then you can even put my name in the search information, Samuel Durbridge, in Amazon, and see if it pulls up the book with my name. This is the book you're going to want to look for. And see my pictures on the back of it, showing who I am, showing it's me and not someone else. I have longer hair now. But other than that, I'm about the same. And, yeah. And by the way, if you don't think this is me there, guess what's still up there? Still have that. I also have that over there. Some other stuff that I drew on my vision board. So it is me. And this is cool. No, there's no mask that I'm wearing. There's nothing there. Some will probably try to CGI to pretend that there is. But yeah, no mask, no. It's all real skin, real me. Some people try to play that game, and I'm like, you guys are nuts. Well, they're not, and I don't mean it in a mean way. I'm just saying, people love to put on their facades, and I'm not going to be that. And even if I am in an avatar form, like most of us probably all are in this reality, and I don't know it, or I'm a skin and my real body's somewhere else, or whatever, I have no idea. I have so many ideas and feelings that it could be. I don't keep a closed mind. I like to be aware that, with everything that I've dealt with, we could be anything. There's just so much. I have no idea. I feel that I'm a humanoid individual being sovereign is how I see myself, not as some other form, even if others try to claim me as such in their funny paperwork or funniness of life. I'm beyond that. And I feel that I am, regardless of what any of them are. And we're going into a new world realm of change that puts us into the reality of what really is going on. And we need to free everyone and be there for everybody and not be enslaved like that has happened and being controlled with we need to have freedoms, more freedoms, not less. We need to learn to be able to protect ourselves through energy, science, healing, manifesting, and protecting through that power. But then also finding ways to do the others so that low vibes can't mess with us, and any low vibes that come in get healed immediately or pushed back and then healed. And some of them are using their high vibe tech to handle high vibe atmospheres, but it affects their whole body when they do that as well, to become high vibed, affecting them from within, and thinking that they're around, but they can't handle it because their reactions will still be affected no matter what suits or vibrational they have, because some of us are just so high vibed or so powerful with our love connection that it hits them back and affects their cells within them no matter what suit or tech they're wearing. And so it's hard for them to be around me because I'm way genuine, way powerful than I ever have been before. Doesn't mean that they won't endure. Some of them could to a degree, but they will be hit. Anybody around me, I'm always blessing them from within and their whole self and everything that they're wearing. I'm loving the suit they're wearing and the thing that they are. I go beyond what anybody else I've heard does. I love every fiber of our being, material or non-material, because everything's vibrating, and that's how I look at it, and I connect with it all, just like Christ did. And I learned how Christ did it from paying attention and opening my heart more and listening to the way that he's literally saying it and feeling it. And I connect with my whole soul with that. And that's raised my vibes even more and got me to think in a huger way than I ever have before, in a spiritual, metaphysical, and mental capacity that's beyond what anybody is willing to do. But I do it because it's the way to do it. So it's huge power when you start being authentic and self-worth towards what you know is going on. Now, there are many that are authentic self-worth that don't agree with my awareness of thought, of open mind, and information that's going around us, because they just can't comprehend it. They've dealt with religions messing with them. They dealt with other things happening to them. Some still trust it blindly, but they don't think it's blindly. They've seen miracles and felt the miracles, so they hold to those things without really keeping their mind open to the other, because they don't want to go past that, because it would affect them. They don't want to go through the chains of pain or the unknown, because it is scary, it is concerning. One show and movie that really gets you to think beyond the unknown is Frozen 2. But we're all going to go on our different journeys when we go into unknown awarenesses of what we are inside, what we feel has happened around us or doesn't make sense. So I'm going to explain my book in a new way of reading it that I have come to an awakening that I feel needs to be brought up, but not in a worried state of reading it, but in a way that's heartwarming and powerful. So I'm going to bring up stuff that comes across a little bit concerning, a little bit scary, a little bit weird, and I'm also going to bring up sketches. Okay, I'm going to show the sketches I have and try to go over them and show them in real time and talk to you within the video of the real time. So it won't necessarily be life showing for you. It will be after the fact of me doing my own videos. But they're going to be shorter videos, and it's going to be interesting because it will be shorter explanations of it. So I wanted to let you be aware. Bless you all. Thank you. And thank you to Jet Lance and to others who helped me put this book together in the past, future, present. Thank you for being there for me in the time that you have. Those were crucial, very irritating situations of time. And I'm using this video for a couple of things. I'm going to post it on that new page focus to connect with. And maybe I'll pay for it or not if I have to eventually or whatever. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do with it. But for now, I'm going to have it on my YouTube channel. And then eventually I'll do the link on the YouTube channel to that connected source channel or page, book page that I have put together. And the website is going down from my original website because of them pulling away from the website business. So, which is fine. But this other, I'm going to keep on doing. But I wanted to let you be aware that I bless you all. I care about you all. I thank you all. But yeah, this is something that I feel important to share, and I'm going to keep on sharing any way I can. But that's why I have the original copy of books. But I have a couple of them, one I haven't even touched or opened, and one I barely even touched, that are basically mint condition that they are. I've kept them in a certain spot, safe, where I won't touch it or mess with it. That's the softbound and hardbound. But this is my first original copy that I signed, and it was signed at 12:30 p.m. and it was around June 13th. Yeah, it was signed on that day. And June 13th, 2018, initial sign date. Confirmed on October 5th, 2018 by author SSD. So it was at 12:30 p.m. on the 13th of June. Was original. And so yeah, there you go. And I did cursive because I had a grandfather who did cursive that died when my mom was 16 years old, so none of my brothers and sisters or anybody really met our grandfather on our mom's side. We did our grandmother, but I didn't really know grandma too much because she was senile in her way of thinking, but I connected with her. But she was a teacher, and she even set up the way that libraries are organized. I want to say in our country, the way that they organize it in libraries, she categorized it. She set up that whole legislation connection of how it's organized or put together, is from what my mom and others have told me. And so I looked into it, and yeah, it's legit. But she was given an award. She was also a Democrat back in those days, where she was about freedoms for all people, but different. I don't think she would be that necessarily now. She was about religious freedoms, so she probably would have become Republican or constitutionalist or something like that. She was about the Constitution, freedom of religion. She was older. She had weird ideas about what she thought. But she was a teacher. She taught math and other things and English, and then she taught her children how. And then one of my aunts was on educational boards in Bountiful and other places, and then she passed away a while back. Most of my mom's family are passed, but my mom's in her higher upper 70s, and so is my dad. I am not religious like they are in their religion. I am spiritual and metaphysical focus. I do care about peace, love, and joy, and being there for people and being an advocate if others will let me do that. I'm supposed to be allowed to, as a minister, signed and got credentials that should let me do those things. I do it from the heart, and I let people be them, but I'm very open-minded about the universe. We're all part of the same universe, no matter how strange our stories are or what we think or feel. But I try to keep it to the point of doing the right thing in the midst of being affected secretly or upfrontly that others want to ignore, that target individuals and others have gone through. And I hold Christ in my heart, the higher unconditional Christ connection in my heart. But no, I take back, as everybody, you can't take it back. Yes, you can. I take back all of the connections that I say about the church that I was a part of within there. But if you want to believe in that church, sure, go ahead. I still say if your heart tells you to, look into it first, please. Because they made legal agreements to bully and to do stuff within agreements that are considered legal, allowed. So it's to be the religion they are, they had to, they were told to, and that's how they justify it if you look into the legal ramifications agreement to these groups. And it's happening to a lot of religions and creations, even Scientology, others that I'm not a part of, or any of them. They all are connected to that agreement connection. And so research before you decide to go in it. But once you research, they also try to target you just for researching. And so be aware of that. And just hold to your heart and meditate and focus on the good rather than worrying about those things. But I'm telling you it so you don't have to research, because I already have. And I've already gone through so many blunt attacks and trickeries in the past every time I brought it up or have let it be known. But I'm bringing it up with my heart, and them attacking me is on them. That messes with their karma. But I'm letting you know that I'm going to reread this book again and later. And I just wanted to thank Jet Launch, Chris Ryan, and I want to thank Cindy at Jet Launch and others that helped me at Jet Launch, or not Cindy at Jet Launch, Cindy at Vervante, and others at Jet Launch, and others that have supported or been there for me at times, even if it was hard for them to do that. I want to thank them all. And I want to thank everybody with my heart that has been there in my life for as long as you chose to. And if some of you are leaving because you're doing it out of fear or because you're told you must or you have to, that's okay too. That's your choice. That's your vibration. That's your path. I bless you for the time that you've been with me and the time that you may still stay with me, for those that do. And I think for those that have to, for your own safety or your feelings of requirement, I bless you too from my heart, or good vibes, or whatever you feel you need to hear. But I want you all to know that I love you. I appreciate you. I care about you from my heart to yours, no matter who you are, what you are, where you are. You are awesome. So yeah, so here's my book. This is something I wrote back in 2018, and I just have to do a new website, so that's why I'm bringing this up. And because the other one is shutting down because they just have to. And so I'm just going to try to create my own page connections and set that up and maybe get a web page up from that. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that, but it's nice that I was able to know how to do it for free or how to put it together. But it's gonna be interesting. I'll figure out how to handle that. I just want you all to know that I do love and appreciate all of you, and I thank you for your time. I'm going to do more videos with tuning forks and other things. Like I said, I will later. I'm also going to do that one where I do the hat and take off the hat. Haven't done it yet, but I'm going to do that right after this. And so I'll stop this recording. This is for my book. And then I'm going to do a whole new book reading for this year, 2021, or equivalent 2012 is how I look at it, to 2013, just about. And so for this spring and this time frame, I'm going to start that off because I feel like I should, and I always follow my feelings of heart, and I think it's because I just need to do a reboot of it, and I need to do a refocus on it. And eventually I would like to redo the book or read and take out certain things or change or keep the original form of it if some feel they want me to. and then disassociate myself from what I was then to what I now am, because I'm not a part of this grouping that book, when I was in that, suggested. I'm a new form of self, but I have the original because I was that at the time, and it gives me proof of what happened to me then and what I dealt with then and what I am now and what I'm about now. And so we're going into a new realm of new beginning. I want to start with a new beginning connection. So once I manifest or have the funds to recreate a new book, or maybe go through a new publishing company or someone to redo a book for me or to start a book for me, I'll still try to see if Jet Launch will do that or some other. I think it'll be important, but until I have the time of funds to do that and feel comfortable, I'm going to do it freely this way. And even if I do another one, I want to try to put it as the cheapest amount I can. And I want to make sure I have the funds to buy it off completely rather than taking a personal loan like I did with the first one or others and still having to pay it all off. And it's almost paid off. So I'm almost done with that. And then once it's paid off, I'll own the book and I'll own everything. I already own it. I pretty much already paid it off as if I own it now. But I'm so close to it all being covered. And once it's covered, then all the funds I get from it, I'm going to use to cover other bills I have. And then what I'll do is I'll then take that funds and start a company and start do it for my ministry and put it in the ministry to help others. First, help me get on my feet and in a place where I can be. And then if there's investors out there or people that want to help me, freely help me, no strings attached, trickeries, no trickeries at all, just help, you're welcome to. Reach out to me, contribute if you want, freely, no strings attached. I can't offer much other than what I said I would try to offer. But with the way our world has gone, I want us to just manifest a better world and to bring in the golden age it's supposed to be now. And I think it's about to come. It's happening. And so this is my story. So there you go. So there's my book. Senator, thank you all who contributed and all of that. And some of the people that I did thank in here and dedication to. I probably would, this book will keep that dedication and that respect to them. My new dedication and connection will be to new friends if they want me to let them be known or not. Once you let people know, I'll just say that there are a couple of friends that I still appreciate in my life that live in different places. And those two gals, and then 3 and others, I appreciate them. But I'm not going to bring them up by name because I don't think they would want me to, because they like their privacy. But they have helped me a ton to build. And then others, nurse aides and other people that have been in my life helping me through my challenges of situation that others would not even fathom, on top of these metaphysical experiences and situations. I want to thank you all, and I want you to know this is my new promotional video of my book for this channel. And today is the day before the spring day. It's March 19th, 2021, or equivalently, I would say the 22nd, if you go by Charlie Freak information, it would be March 22nd would be the new year, or September 18th or September 8th would be considered possibly the new year, according to this boy guy and other different information that I learned from. But I'm about blessing things into being. That's why I always share my description information of Greg Braden info, water studies, and how they were able to see people heal each other through non-medicine hospital. Because that was my journey. I went to a non-medicine hospital, Theta Wellness, but I did a different thing with them. And these were just big pieces connected to that piece and all this other that got me on my journey. And so bless you all. Thank you for all that help. People in Theta Wellness, Mike Simpson, who does neuralistic programming down in Santa Utah, or did. I don't know if he still does. He's been doing it for years, so I would presume he still does somewhere. And I did try to reach out to them. They haven't called me back on it because I think he just has a different belief system connection than I do. But I do think that there are many people that have helped me on my journey that I know that through them helped me so that I could be there and deal with what I'm noticing. That's going to make a lot more sense soon. The supposed alien agenda is 2017 to 2022. And I've seen some say 2021, so I don't know. It switched. I think there is a time change happening, and they're altering my book through time, and I am, and different timelines have converged, and so it's changing dates and numbers around that people are seeing. Those are called Mandela effects, and I bring that up in the book, or I should. And so we'll read the book again and see what's changed, because things have changed in the book. I know they have, and I've seen subtle changes in wordings because we go into different timelines, or the timeline is altered because we're converging and becoming a new form. And so I reread it every year because I know that I've jumped into different timelines each time as I read it, noticing that it's changed and alters. But I've been more accustomed and balanced to what's going on with this. But anyway, wanted to sum this up before the time goes to that particular timing. I love you. I bless you. So those that are interested in my book, I'm going to read it. It's my book of alien perceptions of possible truths. There is softbound and hardbound. You'll want to put softbound, hardbound. Softbound is a little bit more just so that when it prints it out, it helps me pay off what I need to pay. But eventually I'll try to go in there and put the price down to what I feel I can put it down to that doesn't charge me to have it printed for you for those that buy it. Because it's a self-published book, so they'll print it from the company that does it. They'll print it off to that effect of what it costs them to print it and put it out to you through them. And if the company still is around, and they still are to my knowledge. So I want to let you all know that I love you. I bless you from the heart. For those that need to hear this, God bless you. For those that believe in God, connection. Those that don't, good vibes to you, blessing. I'm really more of an inner, higher self connection, unconditional love. Everybody's okay whether you believe in a religion or don't. It's the heart that matters. It's love, it's peace, it's joy, it's blissfulness. It's you are important. You matter in the heart. That's what it's about for me. So bless you all. Take care.